In a small town, an old cobbler named Martin Avdeitch lived in a basement. His room had a tiny window that only showed the feet of passers-by. Martin knew people by their shoes, ones he'd made, patched, or mended. His work was good, his customers were happy, his prices fair, and he was always punctual. He never sat idle. Martin had always been kind, but as he grew older, he thought more about his soul and drew closer to God. Years ago, his wife had died, leaving him with just one son, Capiton. But the boy fell ill with a fever and passed away within a week. Grief drove Martin away from God. He stopped going to church and even cursed his fate. Then one day, an old pilgrim from his childhood village visited him. Martin poured out his sorrows, saying, "I'm tired of life. I just want to die." The pilgrim replied gently, "Martin, don't judge God. If your son died and you lived, there's a reason. You're sad because you've lived for yourself. Live for God, and your burdens will lighten." Martin asked, "How?" The pilgrim said, "Read the gospel. Jesus showed the way." That day, Martin bought a Bible and began reading. He read every night, finding peace as the oil in his lamp ran dry. Slowly, he understood what God wanted. One night, in the Gospel of Luke, he read Jesus saying, "If someone wrongs you, forgive them. If they ask, give." Then he came to the story of a Pharisee who invited Jesus but didn't honor him. Martin thought, "If Jesus came to me, I wouldn't treat him like that." As he drifted to sleep, a voice said, "Martin, watch the street tomorrow. I'll come." The next morning, he sat by the window, working but keeping an eye on the street. First, he saw Stepanich, an old snow sweeper, weary and cold. Martin invited him in and gave him tea. Later, a ragged woman with a hungry baby appeared. He brought them inside, fed them, and gave her an old cloak. At dusk, he saw an old apple seller arguing with a boy over a stolen apple. Martin ran out, made peace, and said, "God tells us to forgive." That night, he opened his Bible and read, "I was hungry, and you fed me. I was a stranger, and you took me in. Whatever you did for the least of these, you did for me." Suddenly, Martin realized Jesus had come that day, in Stepanich, the woman and the boy. His heart filled with joy, and he understood, wherever there is love, God is there too. Step into the world of Martin Avdeitch, a humble cobbler whose small window only shows the feet of passers-by, until a mysterious voice changes everything. In Leo Tolstoy's timeless tale, Where Love Is, There God Is Also, we're reminded that love and kindness can reveal the divine in the everyday. What does this story stir in you? Have you ever found meaning in a simple act of compassion? Share your thoughts below. We'd love to hear your story.